Today is Stanley's birthday. It's Excelsior. Stanley turns 90 years old today. And, it's Aaron here. I also want to share an article I found in the news on Yahoo Movies today. If you find it interesting, I'm going to start it right now. Believe it or not, the legendary comics creator was not born of fire on some distant warlike planet, but rather right here on Earth. Stanley Martin Lieber came into our realm via New York City. New York City. Where else? Really? On December 28th, 1992, and little did this child of Romanian-born Jewish immigrants know that he would grow up to be one of the most famous pop culture icons in the world has ever known, or did he? Young Stanley took to books and movies, particularly once with Errol Flynn, who one could say was often cast in superheroic roles. As a teenager in the Bronx, Stan worked such odd jobs as writing obituaries, delivering sandwiches, ushering at the Rivoli Theater, and selling subscriptions to the New York Herald Tribune, all the while dreaming of one day writing the great American novel. That goal, or at least its particular format, somewhat mutated into something else, something arguably much more unique, influential, and everlasting. In 1939, with the help of his uncle Robbie Solomon, a persecutor to the Daily Bugle's Robbie Robertson, to discussion, Lee became an assistant at the new Timely Comics division of Pulp magazine and comic book publishing company owned by Martin Goodman, a position that at first involved little more than picking up lunches for the writers and artists, making sure the inkwells were filled, and the occasional bit of proofreading. He made his own comic book debut with the text filler Captain America, Spoilers of the Trader's Revenge. In Captain America Comics, issue number 3, May 1941, a work for which he used the pseudonym Stanley. The word is actually P-S-E-U-D-O-N-Y-M, Stanley, with the original plan being that he'd used his real name for some literal work. Timely editor Joe Simon and his creative partner Jack Kirby left the publication in 1941, following a dispute with Goodman, which prompted the publisher to promote the 19-year-old Lee as interim editor. Lee entered the U.S. Army a year later, earning the extremely rare military classification of playwright, as he wrote manuals, training films and slogans, and indulged in the occasional cartooning. He returned to his post at Tiny Comics in 1945 and continued to write stories in a variety of genres, including romance, science fiction, medieval adventure westerns, horror, and suspense. From the end of the 1950s, Timely was generally known as Atlas Comics, and a dissatisfied Lee was considering leaving the business. Lee found his true calling at the end of the 50s, when Martin Goodman called upon him to create a new superhero team in response to DC's success with the Justice League of America. Lee figured he had nothing to lose since he was planning on changing careers anyway, so he let his creative muscle run wild, coming up with a bickering family of superheroes prone to such everyday challenges as boredom, paying their bills, and impressing their girlfriends. The Fantastic Four issue 1 was published in November 1961. Written by Stan Lee and illustrated by Jack Kirby and the rest. As they say, it is history and sometimes a very convoluted and contradictory history that required an occasional reboot. As any Marvel fan will tell you, Lee went on to create some of the most popular comic book characters of all time, including the Amazing Spider-Man, the Mighty Thor, the Incredible Hulk, the Invincible Iron Man, and the Uncanny X-Men. He gave birth to what was referred to as the Marvel Revolution, rebranding the former Atlas comics as the scrappy and eventually popular comics equivalent. Comics equivalent. Sorry if I messed it up. Of any film company as compared to DC's big budget Hollywood studio. He became the figurehead for Marvel Comics, often lending his voice to animated series based on various Marvel properties, and even appearing in the occasional issue in which he interacts with these fictional characters. Lee is still going strong today as he witnesses his creations getting the 5-star Hollywood treatment, which culminated this year into the ultimate superhero mashup, The Avengers. Fans have come to look forward to what kind of cameo Lee will be making in the latest Marvel movie. Whether it's an over-enthusiastic truck driver and Thor, this writer's personal favorite, trusty mailman Willie Lumpkin in Fantastic Four, or even Hugh Hefner, look-alike in Iron Man. And there will be many more cameos, public appearances, and humorous and inspiring speeches. If all goes according to his superhero plan, at the end of September 2012, Lee had a pacemaker inserted into his body. His surgical procedure that resulted in the cancellation of some planned convention appearances, but which was ultimately done. According to Lee himself, in a statement, to ensure that he will live for 90 more years. 90 more years? That's a lot of years to live, dude. That's crazy. Thanks for, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It'll come out great, I hope. And, I might have messed up some words, I had some trouble spelling. But that's okay. I hope you get the message. And, have a good night. Alright. I'll keep these videos going tomorrow, okay? Alright, I'll bye. Peace out.